Hello and welcome to another live edition of the Daily Debate Wednesday. I'm your host, Taghreed Hassin, for tonight. Tonight we'll be shedding light on more than one important event and actually 7 years of achievements for President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi in Africa and with Egypt's foreign policy in Africa, and definitely also building on the future of Egyptian-African relations after the Egyptian chairmanship of the African Union. Well, no one can ever deny how Egypt had regained its position in Africa under the leadership of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, as the president was able to restore to Egypt to its distinctive role among the African countries, and also to have a very pivotal role to play. Egypt made great strides and great efforts in order to establish security and stability in Africa as well as the whole region, and stop conflicts and push for a political solution and end the crises in the region. Regaining this leading position in Africa and the region, Egypt pursued a strong and proactive set of policies that is mainly based on a clear determination of the state's regional as well as strategic interests. So our current foreign policy and reading into Egypt's efforts and its role in Africa, our distinctive relations with the African countries, will be our headline on the Daily Debate for tonight. First, let's have this report on Egyptian-African relations following June 30th revolution, and we will be back.
The African continent has a special status in Egypt's national security system, since its security starts from Africa, and on the other hand, it is a vital area for the continent. Therefore, the Egyptian realization of the strategic importance of the African continent is one of the most significant achievements of this country under President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's rule. After the revolution of June 30th, 2013, Egyptian foreign policy worked on reflecting the will of the Egyptian people within the most accurate stage in Egypt's modern history. In this respect, it was keen to convey the true image of what happened in the country to the world. It also worked on enabling Egypt to regain its leading position in the region on the African level and confirming its Arab affiliation besides its African roots. Since President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi took office, Egypt has been moving along a path of genuine and comprehensive reform in the relations with Africa in particular and on the international level in general. Egypt has always been committed to strengthening international action through the United Nations as well as African action through the African Union, even after chairing the AU, and that's to achieve collective security and uphold the goals enshrined in the purposes and principles of the UN Charter and the Constitutive Act of the African Union. By tracking Egypt's African foreign policy on all levels, namely diplomatic, political, cultural, economic and educational, after the June 30th revolution and after President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi assumed power, the African Circle began to occupy a top priority on the agenda of the Egyptian decision-making. Throughout the past 7 years, Egypt has been keen to intensify contacts and coordination with African brothers in all domains, and to support them facing their challenges. With these targets highlighted, President al-Sisi, along with his administration, kept holding extensive bilateral talks with African leaders to discuss ways of enhancing bilateral cooperation even amid COVID-19 crisis. These talks also stressed on the importance of coordinating within the framework of the United Nations and its agencies for the benefit of the African continent, in addition to enhancing counter-terrorism across Africa. President al-Sisi managed to put the country back on track so that it can forge ahead towards a bright and promising future, commensurate with the steadfast Egyptian people who believe that Egypt should restore its leading African role, regional and also on the international levels.